I want to get seen to get on TV, and it's
Right.
like I know plenty of comics from back in New York, and no offense to them, but they've gotten on TV numerous times, and their career really isn't that much better. Maybe
Hmm.
they could book one extra gig, or maybe get a couple of $100 more here and there, but their appearance on Letterman or Conan or Comedy Central half an hour special, it like they still live in the same shitty apartment
Yep.
in New York, still doing the same $15 spots at Gotham and whatever. And it's like, well, the purpose of getting on TV is to be exposed to numerous people, not the industry. The reason of getting like Louis getting his own TV show, it's like, well, the fact that he's getting seen in front of so many people means that he could fill up a theater now because so many people know who he is, even though those fans never paid to watch him on TV because it's all ad supported.
Well, it's also like, in terms of TV, if your goal is to get a TV deal, there's other ways to do it. I mean, you look at it, when Twitter accounts are becoming TV shows, doing a 10-minute spot on some late night show, yeah, it's nice. It's great. It's good exposure for you. But like you said, if it's not, if you're not using it to further a different goal, this stuff just doesn't happen. The times have changed. Once upon a time, yeah, there were very clear steps. You would do the festival circuit, and then you would, do the late night shows, and you'd get on Carson, and maybe he'd ask you to come sit on the couch, and boom, someone would give you a development deal, and that becomes Roseanne or Home Improvement or whatever. That system doesn't happen anymore. But
Well,
most comics are still treating their careers as if that's still the way it works.
but even if the fact that that system could work for some people,
Mm.
that system is based on the fact that the only way you could get in front of a million plus people is by getting on TV. Like there was no like
Yeah.
if you go back to the 80s, it's like if I said I want to do something and get a million people to see it, your only option is network television. And those are gatekeepers. Those are people that well you have to be given permission. But
Yep.
now when YouTube videos of a strange looking kid lip syncing to songs to get 500,000 views each, what do you need middlemen for? I mean, I think it's the fact of well, the internet is not television looks good on like oh I was on TV as opposed to I was on YouTube.
Well, I would actually go one step further than that. It's not just that it looks good. I think television makes comics feel good. It makes them feel like, obviously comedy is such a tough business and there's a lot of rejection and it's very difficult. And being on TV makes them
Valid.
feel like they've made it, even though it ultimately doesn't really mean anything. Same thing with festivals for that matter. It's great to get into Montreal, and I know so many comics that are just, oh, I got to get to Montreal. I got to get into Montreal. And they get in and they feel amazing, and then nothing comes of it, and they're kind of like, wait, that really wasn't such a big deal.
Right. Well, it's only a big deal is if you leverage that
Yeah.
to something else. And I think that also comes into the fact when we talk about the internet, and it doesn't even have to be the internet, it could be anything, is that anything that you do that's funny is the same as stand up. Is the
Mhm.
same like if you want to record a funny sketch and throw it up online, put it up on Funny or Die or College Humor or shit like that, it's like that's just as viable as your stand up back. It's not the little thing that you do on the side and I'll throw it up and see what happens. It's like if you could treat that the same way that you treat your stand up career,
Mhm.
that would be the vehicle of getting known. It's really all a matter of just getting seen, getting liked, getting trusted, and then somehow extracting money out of that.
Yep. Well, I think it's interesting too that, when you kind of mentioned that, it doesn't even have to be the internet. And I think that is, you know, all the you could be doing this same stuff without the internet. People used to. I mean, if you look at the music industry and you look at rappers giving away mixtapes on the streets to build a fan base, there's no difference. The only thing that the internet has done has made it a million times easier to do this. You don't need the internet to go. You could go door to door and, attract people to your comedy show, and you could build a traditional mailing list and send them letters through the mail. This stuff could be done. It's just the internet has made it so much easier to scale that there's really no reason now not to be doing it.
But getting into that fact, the common mistake that I see, and I know we're kind of like bashing like comedians that don't get it, they're doing it wrong, and stuff like that, is the fact that uh, everything that you do on social media and everything you do to build a following has to have some type of value add for your following, for the fans, for the people that don't know you yet, and not you. So the fact of the matter is, no one cares about your show. You're not going to be able to send out event invites to 4,000 people on Facebook aren't going to get people at your show because they don't know, like, or trust you, which is a
Yeah.
facet of marketing. So the reason why, companies, and I mean, you see this all over. It's the Gillette model of we'll give you the razor for free, but the blades past the first one that we give you, they're going to cost $1 million. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's the same matter of, well, you can't get people to come to your show until you give them something. So there's a reason for them to come. They don't know who you are. Just come to my show. Maybe it's only free tickets, or hey, the first 10 people. No one. People have too much. There's people have attention spans of nothing.
Yeah.
They have too much time. They're like, oh, I don't think anyone's going on their Facebook going, I have nothing to do tonight, but just some random guy said come to my show. I'm going to come to his show. But if the random guy says here's a funny video, and then the funny video, it's like, wow, this is really cool, and you do that over and over again, eventually they'll go, when you say come to my show, they'll go, well, it's the guy from that made me laugh on all those videos. Yeah, I'll come out to his show tonight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I also think it's funny because I have a post I think I did a couple months ago on my site, and I think I titled it "Why Should I Follow You?" And it's because one of the things that I see a lot is, as comics have embraced social media, you'll see a lot of, oh, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. But what I rarely see is anybody explaining why I should follow them. What do
What am I going to get? Right. What
do I get out of
get?
it? What is the value? I understand what's in it for you. You get another follower, but what's in it for me?
And I think that's really the key. And I think combined with that, going to the example, like I said, by letting people leave the comedy club without you being able to contact them, it's a very like I know plenty of friends that put up videos on Funny or Die and College Humor and all those the humor sites and stuff like that, and they get tons of views. I remember one comic came to me. It's like I put this video up on YouTube and it's now up to like 6 figures in viewership in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically just like what do I do? Basically it's like how do I at least he realized the fact of just getting views on YouTube doesn't make you anything. Doesn't get you money, doesn't get you people to a show. It's getting the viewers into some type of funnel where you could further interact with them if they want, with permission, obviously. Right. So it's a matter of taking that funny content you make and then I mean, I suggest a mailing list because you get to control email, and email is so much more personal. And as long as you don't spam people, people will pay attention to you. But it could be a Facebook page, it could be a Twitter account, but it could be something where it's like, if you like what I'm doing here, here's where you get more. And by giving this opt-in, which is any type of permission-based marketing, as far as Twitter, Facebook, mailing lists, or whatever. Now it gives you the option of now you control the flow of information, where it's like, oh, if you like this video, give me your email address and I'll let you know when more cool videos come out.
Right. Well,
and then you go from there.
It's also interesting too because, like in that scenario that you talk about, it's not until it's after the guy gets the 200,000 views that he's asking, "What do I do?"
Right.
What people rarely do, and what they should consider is, when you're first putting that out, what's the goal of that video beyond getting it seen? What, like you said, what are you trying to achieve? Do you want an email address? Do you want a Facebook thing? What are you trying to get? And they'll then try to go back and capitalize on it. Well, you just missed 200,000 opportunities.
Right. The same thing as letting people in the comedy club just walk out the door without getting anything.
Mm-hmm.